Are those plushies? A fiery red blush took over your cheeks.
No?
You rushed to move your collection of plush animals off your bed. Taishiro found himself chuckling at how embarrassed you'd become, all blushy and finicky. It reminded him of when you two got together. Hey, traveler. He spoke gently, grabbing your arm to stop your panic. It's not a big deal, hon, he reassured you with his usual smile. Smiling sheepishly, you rubbed the back of your neck. Despite what reassurance that he offered, you still wished you didn't make your bed the way you always did. It would have saved you the embarrassment.
I can't help it. It's not something I share all the time, you know.
You looked away, face still burning with that blush. Meanwhile, Taishiro looked over the collection that decorated the bed, and now the shelves. You attempted to move them. The style and age of the plushes were variant. Some looked cliché childhood teddy bears, some were different animals from around the world, and a few were pro-hero plushies, old and recent. Turning back to you, he ruffled your hair playfully. Grinning as you tried to swat his hand away, he sat down on the bed and pulled you over to join him. He grabbed one of them at random. It was the smallest and seemingly the oldest of the lot, adorned with old stitches and patches. Is there a reason you do collect them? Like, is it a hobby? He asked curiously, his smile somehow growing when he saw a little, yet fond smile appeared on your face. And you nodded. Reaching over to the teddy that he was holding, Taishiro watched as you lovingly stroked the top of its head.
They came with good memories. It's like opening a little treasure chest whenever I feel down, you told him. This one, for example, was my first teddy bear. I used to call him Terry Bear. Oh, the number of times he tore. I feel bad for this bear. You scratched your cheek with a sheepish smile. You proceeded to tell Taishiro the stories behind your precious plushes, each one just as heartwarming as the last. It seemed that you kept a plushie from everyone you had known in your life to keep them close even when they couldn't be. Some of these stories included previous partners that you remained in contact with as friends. Taishiro's curious grin slowly morphed into a soft smile. It was a different side to you, and he loved every second of it. Don't get him wrong, he loved the badass that you usually were. Sure, you could be a tad too blunt at times, but you had your sweet moments that had earned the love of the BNHA hero in the first place, along with your fantastic skill in the kitchen, of course. But Taishiro realized why he loved you so much. Even if it wasn't the most obvious thing, you were a very sentimental person at heart. The proof was right here. You were still happily telling a story about the plushie in your hands when Taishiro placed his hands upon your cheeks, immediately silencing you. Locking eyes, you raised an eyebrow in confusion. He didn't answer you, at least not verbally. He pressed his lips to yours in a sweet kiss. He held you close until his lungs begged for air. Still holding your face in his hands, he grinned. You're too cute for your own good, you know that? He teased. Snapping out of your daze, you turned red. Yeah, shut up,
you said, pushing his face away with a laugh you failed to hide. After sharing more stories, you two ended up cuddling amongst your plushes by the end of the night. It was a fun night, indeed. It had been a while since that night, and Taishiro would still tease you every now and then, to turn you red, much to your dismay, but you knew it was lovingly. Taishiro spent more nights at your place, sometimes finding you asleep with one of your plushies if he had to stay out late because of work. Of course, the sight would be absolutely adorable, but it also pulled at his heartstrings a little bit. Had you been that lonely that you needed to hug a plush for comfort? Even though you were a hero as well and understood the risks involved, he knew it was hard not to worry about one another. With this concern in mind, he set out to find something he knew you'd love. A knock at your door caused you to smile.
Come in!
You called out, knowing who it was. Taishiro opened the door and smiled, seeing that you had made some lunch.
Hey, Darl.
He greeted you with his iconic grin, opening one arm to offer a hug that you immediately accepted. But he was still holding something behind his back. Kissing the top of your head as he noticed your curiosity, he released you from the embrace.
I got you something.
Tai, you didn't have to. You began, brushing some of your hair back.
No, I wanted to. Really. I feel bad that you're left alone in bed when I'm out late.
Your brows furrowed, but you still smiled sympathetically and allowed him to continue.
So, I found a way for me to be around even when I'm not.
Oh, really? How? You inquired, tilting your head. His grin widened, presenting you with his little surprise.
Ta-da!
Your eyes widened, and a smile spread across your face. Held in his hands was a Fatgum plushie, sporting the same iconic grin he always had.
Aww, Tai! It's so cute!
You cooed, happily accepting the plushie, giving it a loving hug. Taishiro cupped your cheeks, pressing a kiss to your nose.
Now, I can protect you when I'm gone. I love you, traveler.
I love you too, Taishiro. You pressed a kiss to his lips.
Come on. We don't want lunch to get cold, now do we?
You giggled as he hugged you tightly against his form, carrying you back to the dining room table for some perfect homemade lunch.